Everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to my channel. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down here if you are interested in more content like this. Okay, so we just finished season 15 of Sister Wives, and we have a few loose ends that we need to tie up. On the season finale, Maddie gave birth to Evie, and there was some issues with Robyn and Cody. Now, Robyn and Cody's storyline of are they renting, are they buying, never really got resolved. We know in the real world that they did end up purchasing a home in Flagstaff, and they purchased the home that they were doing the short-term rental in, the one that they were in the process of closing on in the season finale. They just never got there. It seems odd that they didn't tie up that loose end and just get that done with, that storyline done with, but perhaps that will be next season. I have no idea. But the one thing that kind of had a lot of people confused about the season finale was that Robyn and Meri were not on the couch. So typically, regardless of what the storyline is about, all the wives will contribute to a conversation. They will all talk about what's going on. They will all provide their insight because they are, despite, so many different lives and families, they're one big family, or they'd like you to think that. But with the birth of Evie, it was interesting because Meri and Robyn were not on the couch when they talked about the labor, the delivery, or Evie. Nor did they go to Maddie's birth. So the only sister wife that actually helped and was there with Janelle was Christine. Christine and Janelle during that episode were pretty open about how, we had all of our kids at around the same time. Each one of us bounced ideas off of each other, and our relationship has really formed over the years because of the closeness of our children and the fact that we go to one another when we need help with our children. And so Janelle said that it was really natural for her to go to Christine and ask for help. On the show, they tried to explain away Robyn and Meri's absence by saying that Meri was just busy working and that Robyn had, her hands full in Flagstaff because obviously they had the house closed, working on closing a home, and then she has young children. But that doesn't explain why those two were not on the couch nor a part of the joint family conversation related to Evie, right? It's a new baby. Why wouldn't they want to talk about him? Everyone loves a new baby. Well, not only that, was Robyn and Meri didn't actually tweet during the video or during the season finale, which again is not too uncommon. I mean, Meri hasn't done any live tweeting since March 29th. I think that was more than 2 weeks ago. And Robyn didn't do any live tweeting, which again is odd. She has consistently participated in providing her feedback and her thoughts and her feelings about this season. And so with the birth, Robyn loves babies, but she didn't have anything to say. So they explain it away by saying Meri's at work and Robyn can't be there because she has little kids. But that doesn't actually sit right with me. There's been this ongoing thought that Robyn has this hold on Cody and that all the other relationships with the wives kind of suffer because he absolutely favorites Robyn. We know that currently he's not spending his time in isolation, let's just say, with anyone other than Robyn. And so is there tension going on here? Is something happening in these relationships? Because I'm just going to be honest, Janelle she shaded Robyn. So on Twitter, people have noticed that Cody has been calling Robyn love. Okay, love. All right, love. It's cool, love. And a lot of people have noticed that it's a term of endearment. Love it, hate it, don't like it. I can't tell you what to do with it, but that's what he calls Robyn. And apparently someone tweeted and said, why does Cody only call Robyn love and not the other wives? And she said, he calls me sweetheart. I wouldn't want to be called love. Yikes. Is that a dig? I think it is. I wouldn't want to be called love. Now, given the fact that Robyn wasn't there at the birth and Robyn said nothing about the birth, on Twitter with this season finale, and then this tweet, I wouldn't want to be called love. I feel like we are seeing maybe more of the true reality of what goes on behind the scenes. I think Janelle and Christine have a relationship, and I don't think that Robyn and the wives have much of a relationship at all. And Meri is off in Siberia because the family has isolated her to a home by herself, and she's basically shunned and not really a part of the family unless they're filming. I mean, based on everything that we've seen this past season. But she's kind of said some other things. So while at the same breath she's sort of shading Robyn, she made this comment about Christine. I'm so glad Christine was there. I needed help to be able to give the best support to Maddie. Like, I'm so glad that Christine is the best sister wife ever. And I wouldn't want to be called love like Robyn. Burn. She also called her mom out as the hero, because this is another little dig at Robyn. I had been gone such extended periods of time, it would have been impossible for Christine and Robyn to cover all the bases for my kids. We know that Christine would have likely picked up the slack. Let's be honest. In the book Becoming Sister Wives, Christine and the ladies talked about the child rearing that took place in the family when the family was young, before Robyn joined, and that Christine really was in charge of a lot of the daycare after Meri went back to work. She also did the homeschooling and was kind of the house mom. And with that being said, Christine would be the mom that a lot of these kids would go to in their time of need, especially the older ones when they all lived in one home in Lehi, Utah. So I think the addition of Robyn was more just like, well, she happened to be there, so I'm going to include her in this. But I have this sense and this feeling that even if she needed help, that Janelle would not actually reach out to Robyn for help. And I have this sense and this feeling that Robyn is so in her own world, let's just say, or like self-centered, maybe narcissistic, that like the whole world revolves around Robyn. One of the things that Robyn said this season, which I thought was weird, was that, you know, her kids are younger and the sister wives really haven't taken much of an active role in their lives because all of their kids are older. And so because they're at different phases in their lives, they don't have a lot in common, which makes sense to a point. I mean, her kids are younger, but she does have kids that are the same age. So that doesn't hold true. I mean, Dayton he's in college. And so Aspen, Maddie, McKelty, Logan, all of those kids are grown up. Mariah, they're all within a few years of each other. So it's not like she doesn't have older kids too. And she's got Gabe and Isabel. No, not Isabel. Savannah, that are also in high school. And she's got Aurora that's in high school too. So, what? I don't know. I just don't think, maybe they just don't want you to, I don't know. Maybe they don't want Robyn around. Maybe that's why she says, I don't want to be called love. I don't know. I thought that their explanation for them not being there was really, it was a lie, in my opinion. I mean, even Christine's look on her face when Janelle stuck to that was like, really? You're going to stick to that? Now she's like, I wouldn't want to be called love. And I'm so glad Christine was there. I wonder sometimes if they would like to be a lot more honest, but their contracts and this appearance that they have to put up that living in sister wives and polygamy is as one big happy family is like this ideal, that if they actually were truthful with us and said, hey, yeah, I don't really like Robyn, I hate Meri, I don't really have a relationship with these ladies, if they actually had to make those statements, what it would actually they're never going to tell us that because it would like completely ruin the facade. But I feel like this past season, we saw the cracks in this family. Robyn and Cody aren't happy. Meri and Cody aren't happy. Janelle and Christine basically admitted in this past episode, they're basically single mothers and making all their decisions for themselves. I mean, that was one thing they said, like, we never asked Cody to do anything. So Christine and Janelle are probably just friends, sister wives, that have started to rely on each other because they can't rely on Cody because he's always with Robyn, and Meri's out in Siberia because nobody wants to deal with her because she's always complaining and apparently it's never her fault. And then you got Sob and Robyn, who is taking all of Cody's time. At what point do they just like stop faking it? Is the covenant really worth that much to them? Is the fakery of this worth that much to them? Now, Cody on Instagram or on Twitter denied that, this is scripted or that they're faking it, and he blamed editing for the way that he has been portrayed as the villain. But maybe it's not editing. Maybe he is the villain. Maybe they don't like Cody the way that they used to. Maybe these wives want more independence, and maybe this family is hanging on by a thread. I want to know what your thoughts are. Tell me, do you think Janelle was being shady? Was she telling Robyn, I don't want to be called love because I love Christine? Or was it just a nothing? I think given everything, totality, all of it added up, I think burn. All right, you guys, I'll be back later with more. Bye.